So we're starting to see some data now on what we can expect the effects to be from the one big beautiful bill that passed earlier this year, especially in Indiana. We're expecting to see really big effects from this. So we're seeing that poverty in America stayed relatively flat in 2024. So it's about 44 million people, which is not great, but at least it's stable. But unfortunately, that's going to get a lot worse, especially here in Indiana, because this bill is set to slash funding for Medicaid and SNAP. Now, those are two programs that keep millions of Americans afloat. And here in Indiana, that impact is going to be severe, which is especially the case in South Bend, because in South Bend, our poverty rate is about 1.5 times higher than the state average. So we've got almost 2 million Hoosiers who rely on Medicaid, and under this bill, they're very likely going to lose that coverage. The Medicaid expansion is also at risk because the bill cuts provider taxes. That's going to make it harder for the state to actually fund that program. Now, starting in late 2026, any Hoosier who's on Medicaid is going to have to work at least 80 hours a month in order to keep their coverage. So that includes older adults, parents, and people already working low-wage jobs. As for SNAP, which is what we used to call food stamps, the working age requirement is going to jump from 55 to 64. So that means older Hoosiers are going to have to work longer so that they can afford groceries. Now, in South Bend, where again our poverty rates are higher than the state average, that could be devastating. We have families who are already struggling to make ends meet, and they're going to lose access to food assistance and health care. But not only that, consider this, local hospitals, especially rural ones, they might face closures because of this, or at least service cuts. That's going to push more patients into urban settings like here in South Bend, our Beacon Health System. That's going to increase wait times and costs. Now, this bill obviously hurts low-income Hoosiers the most, and it's definitely going to help wealthier residents the most as well, because this bill is going to make those Trump 2017 tax cuts permanent. So if you're someone who earns over $144,000 a year, you're going to get the biggest break. If you're earning closer to the median income, which is about $70,000 per year, your break is going to be much more modest. The bill also is going to cut clean energy tax credits, and that could hurt the 4,000 solar jobs that we have here in Indiana. And then finally, you hear about the tax break on tips and overtime, but that's short term. Those are going to expire in 2028. So that's not really going to be a benefit for families in the long term. So while poverty looked relatively stable in 2024, the future for Indiana especially, and here in South Bend, is going to be looking a lot rougher for a lot of people.